Hi everybody, just a brief video today to look at a tool that will allow us to use text in maybe a way that you hadn't thought of before. It's not something that we're going to use on a daily basis, but it's a tool that when the situation presents itself that would be required, you'll be happy that it's there. So I've often said that when it comes to making a surface, we can make a surface from almost anything, and in this particular case, we're going to make a surface from text. So let me explain. What I've got is just a drawing that contains some text values. If I hover over the top of each one of these, even though they look like Kogel points or they look like point blocks or, could be any number of things, we hover over it, we see that it's just a piece of text. We also hover over the point, the AutoCAD point here, we see that it's just a point itself. If my objective was to make a surface from this information, I'd have to be able to find some way to assign elevations to the data such that we could build a surface. Now the first thing I want to do is see if all this is at elevation 0 or if any of it has any elevations that I can work with for my surface. So we'll highlight the objects. I'm going to right click. We'll go to properties, and if we look at the text first and we scroll down, we see that all my text values have a Z elevation of 0, and if we look at the points, we see that they all have an elevation of 0 as well. So in a traditional sense of making a surface, we've got some challenges right now because we have the information we need displayed right there for us on the screen, but it's not in a format that we're able to use. So that's the purpose of today's tool, for us to be able to put this text in a format we will be able to use to build a surface. Once again, like I said, it's not something you'll do every day. This would be something maybe you've got an older drawing, was created in a really old release of the software. Maybe somebody created some objects with attributes and exploded them, and now you want to turn it back into something that you can leverage again. So a number of situations arise where this could be helpful. So let's begin by making a surface. So we'll come over, we'll go to Home here. We'll say Surface, Create New Surface, and we'll just call it Existing Ground, and I'm going to give it a style of 1 and 5 background. And we'll say OK. Then what I want to do is we're going to move this text to the elevation in space that matches the value of the text. Now when we do that, we'll then take the text and turn that into information we can use to build our surface. If we look, we see the plus here, indicating the location of where the shot is. If we highlight the text, we see the insertion point of the text. When we build a surface from this text, that insertion point is the only information that it knows, to use when it does it. So if possible, I'd like this insertion point to take and match the same location as where the shot was indicated here with our data. So what I'm going to do is we'll highlight the piece of text. I'll right click. We'll say Select Similar. Then I'm going to say Move. So we'll hit M for Move. Base point, I'm going to say from the insertion point of the piece of text, I'm going to move that to the node or the point right here. So now the insertion point of our text matches the location of the cross that would indicate where that elevation actually exists. So we've got that as step 1. The next thing I need to do is I need to get these points up, or these pieces of text up to an elevation consistent with the elevation that's shown here. So what we're going to do is we're going to say Modify Surface. And when we do that, the contextual ribbon comes up, and there's an option here that says Move to Surface, and there's a tool that says Move Text to Elevation. So that's our tool for Tuesday. The command or the tool we're going to be leveraging is Move Text to Elevation. I don't know that this is something that you'll be able to type in from the command line, as it's really only applicable if you have the surface ribbon up. So we'll go ahead and select it from here. As far as the text objects, we're going to go ahead and window those that we have off the screen. We'll right click and I'm done. So from there, if I highlight my piece of text now and we look at properties, it has automatically taken that piece of text and it's moved its position in space now to an elevation equal to that which shown in the actual piece of text. So I now have those at an elevation that I want. I've got their position set that matches up with the location where the elevation should be applied. I need only now build my surface. So with Edit surface still up on the screen. We're going to say add data. We're going to say drawing objects. We'll say text. And then the select objects to build my surface, the text objects, we'll just take and window these. And when I right click, it completes the operation. My surface is built. And now if I start hovering over the surface, I can see that my elevations and everything are such that they match what we needed for our objective. So with this, we were able to take text, confirming that we can build a surface in Civil 3D from almost anything. In this particular case, we just had some simple text objects. We were able to leverage those either entirely to build a surface, or once again, like I said, if your situation requires maybe some text, some contours, polylines, whatever the case may be, if you have text and you'd like to leverage into the surface creation, we now have a tool that we can do so. So hopefully this helps, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. See ya.